back to another edition of Components Breakdown. Today I'm going to take a very brief look at Sentinels of the Multiverse, which is a fully developed fictional comic book universe created by first-time publisher Greater Than Games. Sentinels of the Multiverse is a cooperative card game where the players collectively control a team of superpowered heroes battling to save Earth from one of 4 unique game-controlled villains. This is a very interesting title for me for 2 main reasons. 1, because there are simply not that many good superhero games in the market, and 2, because it is completely streamlined and simple in its approach, making it an extremely easy game to pick up and play with very minimal instructions needed. Let's quickly take a look at the game's small set of components. In Sentinels of the Multiverse, everything is done with the game's nearly 600 total cards, which besides the rulebook also happen to be the game's only set of components. With these cards, players will have at their disposal 10 unique heroes that will allow them to mix and match a myriad of different teams together in order to best face and defeat the game's set of villains. Speaking of villains, there are 4 different ones, each with their own set of unique mechanics and challenges that players will have to overcome as a group. Finally, there are also 4 dynamic environments in which the battles between the 2 forces are going to take place. Again, each of which provide their own set of challenges to the heroes. When you first open up the game, separating out the cards should go fairly quickly as each of the game's hero, villain, and environment decks have their own unique backs to them. Also, each of the decks in the game are fixed, simply meaning that the cards in them do not change from one deck to the other or from one game to the next, which is actually preferred in my group since several players have now really grown accustomed to the skills and abilities of particular heroes that they enjoy playing. Now, there are currently quite a few reviews and walkthroughs online for what is already a fairly basic and straightforward game to play, so I'm not going to spend any of my time here rehashing the rules for this particular game. I do, however, want to voice my opinion about what I feel are the game's set of merits, so let's jump directly into my review. As most people already know, I rarely if ever do reviews for games that I dislike, and even those games that I am lukewarm on, I try to give the benefit of the doubt when I deliver my overall opinion. And no matter what the hype for the game may be going into the review process, I always try to make sure that one thing and one thing only comes through in my final judgment, and that's whether or not I had fun playing it, because no game is ever perfect, even those games that I completely fall head over heels for. Which brings me to Sentinels of the Multiverse. I'll say it right now, there are a lot of problems with this as a retail package, some of which include the fact that there is absolutely no inclusive way to track hit points in the game, which you will be doing a lot of, and there is no option for any type of organized storage with the included box, both of which are issues with me personally. As for the game itself, Sentinels of the Multiverse does not have any self-balancing mechanic for the number of players participating, so it really does not scale well at all when playing with 2 or 5 players, making 3 and 4 players almost mandatory. Despite all of these flaws for the first-time publisher, what Sentinels of the Multiverse lacks in polish, it completely makes up tenfold by having a wealth of personality and character that deliver what is quite honestly the most thematic comic book confrontation between heroes and villain that I have ever experienced in a superhero-themed game before. It just feels completely right, and it is completely fun. And although the game most definitely falls on the lighter side of the difficulty scale, the complexity and the strategy of the game are definitely there for experienced players, and are really found layered into the cards that the players choose to play, and how they wish to build their hero's skills and abilities, especially against some of the more difficult villains in the game. If you like cooperative games and have any appreciation at all for comics or superheroes, then you really do owe it to yourself to experience this game despite its many flaws. It's most definitely one of the best and most unexpected surprises of 2011 for me, and I thoroughly enjoy playing it. So that is Sentinels of the Multiverse. I am Jeremy Salinas, and thank you again for watching.